mean, there's no real good curse target here so far, right? Like, it's pretty damn rare that a Dragon Knight's going to be standing next to the likes of an AA or a Nyx. So, and you don't really want to curse a DK. Maybe just if he's got a BKB popped to reduce the duration of it, so that then you can burst him down with all of your magic damage. That's all I can really think of. But it's not an amazing Wyvern game for sure. I'm just
Dire
wondering,
team
like, are they
ban.
going to go for some sort of hero with
Anti-mage.
catch?
Radiant team ban.
Anti-mage, it's not catch per se, but it still can be nice. Although it feels like it's going to be on Ravage basically to try and catch out this anti-mage because Abart's good. He's got a good anti-mage and he's quick on the fingers, so he should be able to get a lot of these counter spells off to stop the blink hacks from coming through the likes of a Storm Spirit zip into a vortex. Maybe it's going to be the Ags on the Storm Spirit that takes out this anti-mage, getting that AoE electric vortex in and then bursting him down beyond that. Did you see the 5-man clip on Reddit the other day?
I did not.
Maybe earlier today?
I am not
it
a
was
Reddit
really
user.
good. It was true. It was with I forget his name, but one of the SG guys on South America. He just basically hit a 5-man vortex, which allowed his team to combo. It was amazing. But it's an alright anti-mage game. Your thoughts?
I mean, it's an Abart specialty. Like, he really likes the anti-mage. A huge fan of this hero. I'm just... They're going to have to protect it, which they can, of course, with these last couple of bans. Terrorblade going to get taken care of. We'll see what the other ban has to be. I think AM and Ancient Apparition's a bit of a weak lane. So we'll see what Southbill can do. But what's their lane? It's going to be Tide Lion. So I don't know how active they can really get. Because Tide not being one of the better
offlane. Does Tide really care? Like, once he's out of mana... You're not going to be doing all that much damage to him, right?
Yeah, I think Tide still just farms with right clicks. Often though, like the way to deal with the AM, of course, is having a passive where you don't have to worry about mana. Legion, Slaughter. So Tide, I think he's not going to get zoned out of the lane, but I think that's enough though for the anti-mage. As long as he gets a lane where he's able to farm. You see they banned the Void. I feel like that's kind of protected just because the Veno banned from South built. Maybe showing how they were potentially looking to answer this anti-mage.
Yeah, could opt to go into the Soul Ring on the Tide Hunter just for that little bit of burst farming potential occasionally. You get a Gush, you get an Anchor Smash off, and you're pretty happy with yourself.
All right, what are we feeling? I don't think they want to put the DK mid versus Storm, right? That feels like a pretty solid Storm matchup. So I'm trying to think what other mid laners they can go for here for Jamesy.
10 seconds remaining.
Is Lena in the pool?
It is. Not laning, great against Storm Spirit. After that, terrible. Like, you're just gonna get picked off over and over again. They go on the Leshrac, which, again, I said it before, amazing against Wyvern. And, when you're against the Storm Spirit, it's kind of similar to a Batrider matchup, and you're always going to be spamming those static remnants. So you've got all of this mana. All you need to do is buy a magic stick, and you're just going to be able to out-spam him out of lane, basically. There's also the worry. I want to see what...
Drow. Choose your
Okay, I don't hate it.
I don't either,
But they do have a way to get on top of you. That's the concern. Like, Anti-Mage can just blink in on top of you. Sure, you might be able to gust him away, but you've got Manta at that point that you're going to be joining in on these team fights. Same sort of thing with the Dragon Knight, right? He's going to have he's going to have Blink, and he's going to have BKB. That's the timing where you're going to be trying to go in onto this Drow so that you're removing that marksmanship damage. And again, where is the damage coming from once you have the Blink Dagger and once you're able to stand in on top of this Drow? That's my concern, because I was thinking their huge weakness on South build was they had no tower taking potential outside of Samael, I guess, getting in the Ag Shard. But now they have some, but I'm just worried about how they're going to get to that point. I mean, they've even got Van playing this Lesh, who we talk about shards. That Lesh shard has been one of the ones that's really risen in prominence.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I remember the game we had earlier today. It's just like, what do you do when you're going higher ground, but the enemy team's going higher ground? You just got split earth, just like It's actually so annoying to play into. I remember when like it got introduced, people were like, this shot's crap. Like how is this shot actually going to be useful? And now all of a sudden the value is just skyrocketed.
Well, it turns out I'm not a VIP on BTS2, so I actually can't post that Twitch clip.
Sad.
I have been timed out for a minute and a half. But no, that's all good. That's all good. I mean, if you really wanted to look at it, just search the clips on this channel. I'm sure it'll be there at some point, clipped by me. But anyway, what do you predict going into this game?
I'm a fan of the Drow, actually. I think I like the Drow versus the anti-mage matchup because AM feels like you're gonna need a lot to come online, and I think Drow's lane should be pretty decent. What are you going up against a Leshrac with the Nyx Assassin? Oh, I say that's decent actually. If they get caught out, then you might die a couple times.
My thing is, if Cignal have the space to get a Manta Style on the Anti-Mage, and a BKB and a Blink Dagger on Dragon Knight, and just a BKB on this Lesh, in pretty good timing, they're going to win the game. Because then, as long as their positioning is good, as long as they're able to get in on top of that Drow Ranger, they're going to be just fine. Like, honestly, the DK doesn't even need to, like... Once you get in on top of the Drow, you don't even need to kill her. You just need the DK standing there and stunning her, maybe getting the Breathe Fire off after the stun, and then just wipe out the rest of the team around her.
So you feel like Cignal have a bit of an edge in this draft?
I mean, I just hate anti-mage in general, so I'm hesitant to go in onto them, but I feel like there are ways to make this Drow not effective, and that is the only way you're pushing towers as well, which is always a concern when Cignal, all three of their cores can do a really good job of pushing towers, or just, you know, splitting sideways. What's Roberto done?
That is questionable. I'm not sure about the Storm Spirit trying to scout out where the ward positioning is like 10 seconds before the bounty runes are going to spawn. Like, you know, heroes are going to swing on over to contest the river rune. That's not a death you want to give up here. Who got that? It is Eris, so I mean the support's going to find it, but it's still dying early on. Not something you want.
I think that does the Sentry Ward does clip the high ground ward, right? I believe it does.
Oh,
it looks like it does.
See, they're the ones when I'm like, come on, just tell me. Like, even then, you know, I know we were talking about if the ward blocks the camp earlier, like that one as well. It's so hard to tell. Grims actually might fall top. Doesn't have the movement speed advantage. They're gonna have another round of the abilities up as well. So even though he pops the Selv, we will see this Ancient Apparition end up losing his life as, well, South Built hit back. So Mail is gonna be the one to find it.
I mean, you know what we were talking about before? It looks like he is going into that Soul Ring, so I mean, it makes sense, right, for the laning stage, just to be able to eventually spam stuff out. But once you're out of mana, we were talking about, like, what sort of damage are you going to be able to put in onto this Tidehunter? Grims has got a Blightstone super early on, so that's where they're thinking that the damage is going to be coming from. Just actually try and reduce some of that armor. Because Tide doesn't have a ton. Like, that Ring of Protection is going to help, but you can't rely entirely on the Kraken Shell for your survivability.
How's the bot lane faring at the moment? We got a couple of creeps in peculiar positions here, but Bensoy, 6 last hits. Again, how do you feel about this lane? Because I think that, well, exactly what I was going to bring up. I mean, that is very scary to run into a split burst setup with that Nyx Assassin stun. Meanwhile,
again?
Bob gets solo killed and they lose. Okay, I'm all on Cignal Ultra, baby. I never said Southbill.
Thank you.
How does he get solo killed by Jamesy? This is a DK.
Yeah, maybe he was standing inside of a creep wave or something like that.
Ooh, James is going to get both water runes as well. So, I mean, he doesn't have bottle, but yeah, at least he's back up into respectable health pool and mana.
She'll be right. He's got his soul ring coming out to him as well, so Just using that Dragon's Blood, of course, for the regen. Who needs a bottle? You know, I'd rather have the 6 strength.
You were talking up a lot of hype here for Bob Storm Spirit, and 2 early deaths is not kind of singing the praises that you were giving him.
Who's the one that predicted Cignal, and who's the one that predicted Southfield?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I was all Cignal. That's what I literally just said that before.
Oh, please no. Okay. He took 2 tower hits, so I was like, oh, not again.
Huzzah!
That magic wand is going to do him a lot of work.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Drabeezy might be in trouble. Eris should be able to chase him down, salve, but it's going to get brought out of effect incredibly fast as we got another kill, and that's a solo for Eris as well. So keep 2-0-1 at the moment. This is going to be a pretty rich Nyx assassin.
Roberto's a little bit low in the mid lane. He's going to have Wyvern TP in. Just please, not again. I can't have 3 deaths at this stage of the game. Gets that bottle refilled nicely. Even nice little salve coming through to him. Decent damage. Are they going to be able to get in range for the Vortex? Not quite, but with that rotation, I mean, Wyvern leaves, Drow dies. That is the equation.
Boots, Windlace, and even Boots on the Leshrac as well. Their movement speed against the Drow is only 290. You just see able to chase her down incredibly easy. And Bensoy, 2 deaths. The cores are taking a bit of a hit at the moment. And that's another kill for Eris's Nyx assassin as well.
He is sitting above the Drow Ranger right now on net worth, which is always great to see if you're a support. Really nicely done. That Observer Ward paying dividends. Saw that the Observer Ward went down. Make sure they get rid of it so the rich get richer.
Well, it looks like top is... Well, I say that. Yes, Storm's died twice. Doing well in last hits, but... Somehow, he's having a pretty strong start at the moment as well here for the Tidehunter. 3rd in the last hits. He's got that Soul Ring. He's actually going the Vlad's queued up for the Tidehunter here, but... How was a Bart doing on the Anti-Mage? Is relatively well. Let's see. Do you feel like the AM is going to be able to have a game where he can rush the Battle Fury, or does he need a little bit more items to enable the early game?
I think there's no alternate build for an anti-mage. I think you just need to rush this Battle Fury.
He's just got another solo kill. And that's
With
not
Zenki
just
there.
a solo. That's with Zenki there. The instant tip. Bob has been an X-Factor mid from... You know, the first season when Southport were vice in the upper division, and now, you know, when they swapped the rosters down in the lower division, Bob was always that hero who was just, always the player, I should say, who was just the consistent person who always brought it every game, and this is not the start we'd expect.
I mean, he's even stood in for TNC and done a really good job as well, so it's not like he's lacking in terms of individual skill, but something's off today.
I mean, I guess, how's he looking net worth wise? He's, even though last hits are good, is behind in the net worth, and that's the all important thing. Those 3 deaths costing him pretty heavily there, and it's going to mean that DK's, you know, potentially a very, very early blink pickup if Jamesy wants to opt for that. I believe the Treads is coming out for him now though, and it is.
I've already forgotten last game, even though it was really action-packed.
Down bottom.
Jamesy played the Dragon Knight then as well.
Drabeezy. Goodbye, my good sir. Yeah. Jamesy was on the DK. Had a very, very solid performance.
I'm keen to see, like, if for nothing else, I'm keen to see Cignal potentially move forward, because I've always loved how Jamesy actually likes playing some of these more off-meta heroes in the mid lane.
Yeah, I think it's...
Oh, okay. This will help Bob recover. Nicely done. Being able to pick up this this stack here.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Fairy's
attack.
Trinket as well. If he gets a bit closer, he might even be able to pick up the fact that this is watered.
He's got 4 points breathe fire. Round bot. You lose Ben Soy. It's a double for Van. We're keeping our tabs on Jamesy right now. This Dragon Knight, it's a thorn in their side. 3 kills across the map. This second game,
Has been killed.
it's
He even gets the courier
Oh.
as it's there. They were waiting for the line to hit level 4. How many experience is he away? He's 6 experience away from level 4 in making it a flying courier to be able to deward that high ground. And, well, that means that they're able to deward that sentry. And, I mean, Bensoy's tired of dying. He TPs towards this top side of the map after his third
Lane,
death.
Bob. It's a big kill actually if he finds Van. One more right click. It's not enough. Van's one is gonna keep him alive. There, Abadi doesn't have the
Not
mana
again.
void, but Bob, oh, the tip premature before he ends up falling. They really want to give it to Abart so he can get that bonus gold. Can they, Abart? Yes, sir, they can. Anti-Mage picking up his first kill of the game. That is your 4th death
Dire's
on
top
Bob.
tower is under attack.
Ugh. You hate to see it. And, I mean, that mana burn really coming in clutch there for Eris. I think it ended up burning 3 mana away from the Storm Spirit as he was running away.
Game 1 was just like I had no idea what was going on. This game 2, I've got no idea what's going on. Such a fascinating series.
Do you have to say that 496 Gaming, in terms of their voice lines, are like, for how many people actually, you know about them globally and follow them, I'd say they're severely overrepresented. You know, people love that, the dieback one, or the buyback rather. So winnable, guys. People love that one as well. I was stunned that Motivate didn't get
Some love.
theirs spammed at the animation.
Oh, not again.
Right? They have...
Oh, not
no.
again, not again. Nice stun from Eris. They're trying to disrupt the left shack split earth, but hey, guess what?
There it is. There's the nutty.
There's the Motivate.
Why wasn't that at the animation?
Radiant's
I don't know.
You know,
bottom
it seems like the
tower is under
perfect
attack.
position for it. Tide's gonna TP in on
Radiant's
top of
bottom
Van
tower
here.
has fallen.
Even
Radiant's
matter.
middle tower
They've taken the
has fallen.
tower. This is the power that you have, like
Dire's
with
top tower
multiple
is under
heroes
attack.
able to take towers. You can see bottom lane. Anti-Mage took a tower. You just need to leave him alone and he's able to flash farm so easily.
I mean,
Radiant structures are
It's gonna
Your
be a
predictions, Aries, I'm not sure about it.
no, what do you mean? I said I was all on Cignal. Bob? It's got some reinforcement in Van and Grims.
no.
Can they even kill off Eris? What? Bob's down
Six.
again. Jabee's down too. And Bensoy also revealed himself, so he's going to be pretty careful. Van's tanky with this build is, you know, trying to get the components into the mechanism. And that's your 4th death on the Drow Ranger. This one, it's just... Game 1 was close, but unfortunately for South Built, this second game is nowhere near even.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Just having a quick look at some of my
Dire's middle
stats
tower
here.
is under attack.
Seeing if I can
What the-
see at the 10.5 minute mark what a
Radiant's top
5k
tower is under
experience
attack.
lead equates to.
Oh, wasn't that 100% we were gone through?
It's like a 90% win rate.
Jesus. Jeez.
And yeah, Dota Plus agrees. It's about 85. I mean, I'd have to say that that'd be
This
more than accurate considering
could-
how this has gone so far.
I say could, will be a way. Finger of Death offers them a little bit of burst, so Zenki picking that one up, 460 gold for Mr. Lion. So maybe he can...
Oh no, not again.
It cannot be, can it? Mana Void, is it going to be
Mana Void.
enough? One more right click. Oh my god, 7 deaths! I don't think I've ever seen Bob with this many deaths. In maybe in a game, but at least 11 minutes in.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it in a game.
No, for Bob though.
Yeah. There have
Oh,
been
man.
games where Vice or Old South Built were getting stomped, let's be real. Not at the 11 minute mark.
Top tower is under attack.
Oh no.
Dire's
Well,
structures
it's probably
are
out now.
fortified.
88%. But
Radiant's
you gotta keep in
bottom
mind, like,
tower
this is...
under attack.
That's about... Oh, jeez. 12 minutes in. It's not a naked Battle Fury as well. He's got Treads, one, top lane.
Don't mind if I do.
Blink reveal as well from the DK. He's not going to be able to find the connection with
Dire's
that
middle
Ice
tower
Blast,
is under
but
attack.
you have... Like, you have all this that's happening across the map, and then meanwhile you take a look mid. Tameo's just hitting a tier 1 tower. There seems to be quite the disconnect in this game.
I think it's a case of... I'd
Ravage?
honestly do that. He just needs to make space. He needs to give them something to be able to get any kind of farm on this Storm Spirit. You can see he's like not even spending the time to walk forward into the creep wave. He zipped about 200 units just to make sure he could take it slightly quicker.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Like, you're not taking a team fight, so there's no real point in having Ravage.
Oh, 6,000. Make it 7,000 net worth lead now. So, are we gonna try and predict any ways that Southbuilt can come back into this game, or are we we're feeling like this one's a little bit too rough?
Oh, that is ambitious. Zipping in. You realize he has Mana Void, right?
Eris nearby as well. One stun turn, no mana, goodbye. A Bart's killing spree. Bob's down 8 deaths.
That seems nuts to me, the fact that you would go for that kind of play.
Feel like it's safe to say that they're mentally out of this one.
Would you say they're mentally done?
I would say so. Yes, sir. I mean, it felt like the Draw Ranger was all on snowballing this game. Like, taking towers early, beating the Anti-Mage before the timing. He had a 12-minute Battle Fury. He's already got Yasha completed. So that Manta potential is just... Sorry, the Silence kill potential before the Manta is just... It's literally going to offer nothing. And that's how the Draw plays. Like, you have to... You've got a power spike timing where you can come online a lot earlier than what the Anti-Mage can, but it's not going to happen this game. You're way too far behind.
Yeah. I'm not sure how to do it. I'm trying to look up, like, what is the fastest Battle Fury timing on this patch? Because 12 minutes has to be up there, especially considering, like, the other items that he had at the time.
Yeah. The fact that he had Treads, Wand as well, that was just an incredible timing. I mean, what is he? Top of the last hits, 3 kills as well. They've already taken all the tier 1 towers. They're going to take a tier 2 bot as well. Radiant, they're coming down. Might see one big team fight here. Ravage up in a couple seconds. They've also got Finger as well. So actually with the tide showing, it's going to prevent Cignal from taking that tower.
Silence all.
Bob gone. Got Kai completed.
Oh,
Let's go.
that's it. They're back.
Oh, maybe he's not
can't have
back.
no mana.
Okay, he's
you
not
can't
back.
have no mana on this top side.
Is the Breathe Fire going to be enough to get him in the threshold? TP up. One more right click. Think he's okay.
He'll be fine.
Yeah. Space.
That's it.
Space for
It
what?
was that Kaya. That Kaya just did it for him. Oh, man. I'm trying to think of a world where they can come back into this.
Huh? Maybe mid.
Smoke up behind Bensoy. They've got the siege creep there, so it makes sense for him to be in this lane. They're trying to catch out this Nyx assassin, but...
Oh, nice stun. Back and forth, Impale. Along with the Spike Carapace. Finally, Southbuilt are going to be able to pick up a kill after a while, and it's also Bob finding that one. He's feeling himself now. Zipping on forward underneath the tower. He's got to be careful. They'll drop the Ravage, clipping on 2, so it's going to stop James's follow-up with the counter. But now his Blink's back up and available. They'll kill him off. Bensoy is in no man's land. I mean, at least he's got a force, but a Bart can instantly close the distance as the Anti-Mage making sure that the Drow has nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. As it's 4 down on Southbuilt. I don't think they'll get the tide. I say that though, you know, James has got no backup, so Mail.
I don't think you care. Just leave him. Let him do his thing. He doesn't have Ravage. He's no threat. It's kind of like when you see a daddy longlegs in the corner of your bathroom. You're like, you know what? Just leave him. He's fine. He gets all the little bugs for us.
You name him instead. You don't even just leave him. You kind of make pets out of him. A Bart? Oh my! Quick timing on the counter spell.
Also on the Manta. 17 minutes, by the way. No, it was sooner than that. He's got 1,000 gold.
Jeez. What's probability?
Like 16?
94.
Oh man.
Even got a van brace too.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
It's going to speed things up even further. Honestly, this is Dota Plus is being very optimistic for me. Like you don't call this right because it's the TI qualifiers. Anything can happen. Maybe a hurricane could hit the headquarters of Cignal Ultra right now, and things could turn around. But it's not looking very optimistic. And on top of that, they ruined the dream. The score was 2-19. I think it was only 1 kill and 3 kills away from the magic number, but they had to ruin it and get a few more kills on South Build.
Honestly, that is the only way I could have seen them coming back into this game, if the kill count was 3-2-2. Otherwise, like, it's just, you don't have the lore behind you. And I tell you what, man, that the lore it's powerful. It's powerful when you're this far behind you. You just got to bank on whatever you can.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's funny you said, like, the only way, potentially, who knows what happens. A hurricane hits Signalers. Gotta keep tabs on Bob. Should be okay with that long ass zip, but Cignal, I believe.
What was the point of that zip?
Wait, who tipped what? What happened?
No, like Bob just zipped from
right.
like next to and just zipped into nothing. Like he had a creep wave next to him that he could have wiped out during his zip, and he was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna get away from this anti-mage.
No, because the Nyx was TPing him.
But you can zip the other direction at TP. Actually clear the wave.
Jerry's like, no, I'm outie. I'm making sure. He's got 9 deaths. He doesn't want to put that in double digits. Which more than likely is going to happen. Who's getting going on? But finds off Joe Beezy. Level 19 already on your anti-mage. 6-0-1. And they want a couple more kills as well. They might be able to bring down the Nyx assassin with a quick use of the finger. But there is some reinforcements coming over to look to punish. Set up onto Bob. He's able to get the zip back to safety, and Cignal with the blink on cooldown. They won't be able to follow up. Bob's got to be careful of his angle of retreat here in case Van is able to find the correct retreat path.
He's nearly got his Skadi. It's going to be like a 21 minutes.
Oh, they're thinking about it. Blink in. Jamesy is a difficult beast to bring down. 2,700
nice
health,
Ravage.
but it's a Ravage on 3. They're still trying to target the Dragonite. I don't think that's a hero you want to kill up, but even though the Leshak, he's got Eternal Shroud along with the Mechanism. So who do you actually kill right now from South Build? And well, the answer is no one. Try and jump in, Jamesy blinking once again. The curse is available for the Dragtail stun. Jobeezy, can he get it off in the nick of time? He can. He's going to lock in the anti-mage. DK falling incredibly low with the Splinter Blast. He's going to claim the kill, but the stuns are on cooldown. And Benson is getting dived. They're out of mana here on Van, so the damage is a bit lacking. A big mana void, but Zenka's got the follow-up. They need the damage though from the Drow Ranger, zipping him all the way clean of the mana. And now a Bard's going to be careful if they can hold him back, which they won't be able to. They really needed that damage there from the Drow, and it will be able to keep a Bard's anti-mage alive. They still
might have killed there if they used it on the Mana Void onto the Drow instead. He had slightly less than the Wyvern did at the time, so... Oof. I mean, it was something, that's for sure. Samael going for the body blocks onto Eris, but he's just way too speedy. He's gonna get himself away.
Oh? Did you see the clip of that new body block technique?
Yeah, it's been patched.
It has already? Okay. How stupid. Like, what?
I think it was specific to Pango.
Okay. Yeah, because someone was saying, like, Pango 0 turn rate, it's so much easier on him. But, like, yeah. I watched, I'm like, hang on, what? Like, what is this?
Mm-hmm. Leave it to NA to find something to cheese,
Crazy stuff.
I mean, they can't win anything in their own right, like, out of skill, so...
What are you roasting them? What do you mean? They got some good teams. Come on.
Yeah, filled with Southeast Asian players.
Yeah. I mean, Quincy Cruz got some NA representative.
I know. I love MSS in particular. It's always a bit of fun to roast,
Where's the party?
We're all down for a bit of a roast fest. It feels like that's...
Over here now.
Yeah, if you cannot be Australian if you can't hold your own in a roast fest.
Oh, Bob. He's low. He's got regen, but
I'm getting a second
I was about to say he's scared to pop it. He's just trying to do as much as he can to reveal the map position of everyone right now to enable this Drow to continue farming. I believe, has she got something coming out to her?
Empty.
The BKB, perhaps? She does. She's got the BKB coming out to her now, so they might be trying to make a big play happen here. You've got the Blink Ravage.
Got the Ravage. It's paired up with the Curse though, so they're gonna overlap the ultimates. They'll still evaporate the Ancient Apparition. Now with the Mana Void, it's only used on Zenki, but they need to make sure they close the distance on top of the Drow range. So Ben Soy with the BKB has got the Pike as well. Makes it down to the low ground, but about you ain't going anywhere. Great use of the counter spell as well. Instantly reflects off the Earth Spike. That's a dieback on your line. And up they go onto the higher ground. Another stun locking in Joe Beezy. That's going to be the third death here on South Built. Bob's going to be pretty careful as well, because they might actually just end up turning to kill off the Storm Spirit next. Bob completely out of mana and is out of health as well, as it's a triple for a bar. Godlike here on your anti-mage, 23 minutes into this second game.
You can't fault basically anything that Abart's done this entire game. Like, his farming has been exceptional, his team fight movements have been fantastic. Maybe like one Mana Void used on, you know, the slightly wrong target, but other than that, everything's just been perfect.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's again, you're saying, I mean, anything can happen in the TI quals, but you're 14,000 gold behind. The way you're going to win this game is pushing early and having a big advantage over the anti-mage, and well, now you're down a melee Rax as well, but it's a TI spirit. Let's see what South Built can do.
Radiant are scanning.
I like to think that I go for the underdogs a lot, but this is a lot. This is a lot to overcome. 15k differential, 24 minutes in. Anti-mage, double the net worth of the Drow.
Has been killed.
And it's not even 100% probability as well, as two supports are going to end up falling. They're doing whatever they can to try and shove out these lanes. I mean, Storm just long zip in mid, beyond godlike here. They're finding another. Jamesy found Ben Soy. He's got a Pike and BKB, but the slow from Jamesy means that he has to TP up. No, the bash! Oh, that just tells the tale of this game. It's all one-sided.
Don't worry, that Vlad's. That's going to be the thing that turns it all around for him.
I mean, Dota Plus isn't giving it a 100% probability, but Gaben's is helping him out with a first hit bash like that.
Anti-Mage is level 24, 25 minutes in.
Jeez. The next highest is 19.
I would have allowed a sheesh there. That is a sheesh moment if I've ever saw it.
Oh, no way. That is... I mean, he's got ages picked up now. Like, what do you even go for next year? Bissell Blade. Now it feels like we're at the stage where we're guessing items when when the team's 19,000 ahead. What's AM going next?
Well, he's got a Bissell queued up, and I think the game will be done. No, there's not going to be an after. That is very optimistic of you to think there's going to be an after.
This is a hypothetical joke. Easy? Oh, well, they are not going to have a Wyvern.
Crushing dreams is kind of my job.
Alright, Bob's got invis. That's going to pay off big here. That's how they hold.
There's the Bissell.
Top tower is under attack.
So, Storm, Drow, they're just going to explode.
Invisibility.
Radiant's top barracks.
Come on, you got to predict that stun. Nick's less disappointed.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Full set top.
Come on, Abart. More creeps. Let's get that level 25 up.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Zip in.
Middle barracks has fallen.
Oh, a bot?
No. He's got Aegis. It doesn't even matter.
Just give him a bit of a shock there.
Radiant's bottom
Jumping in.
tower is under attack.
Alright, here we go. Big Winter's Curse. But they're splitting. I mean, you could use it on Eris.
Curse on
Probably
two.
not the Lash. He's already got Edict.
Rooftop. Tide's just going to try and run on forward to drop the Ravage. But great counter. DK with his own rebuttal. Locks back the Drow Ranger. That's a lot of the damage here from South Built. And you see with the DK's positioning, it's just Ben Soy, he can't do anything. Without any marksmanship procs, the damage is lacking, especially when no Finger of Death is going to fly out there. So that's the Ravage down, Curse down as well. And that is all she wrote. Unfortunately here for their hopes of qualifying to TI10 will be no longer, as South Built will be our third Southeast Asian team eliminated.
You hate to see it, but you love to see some of this coordination coming through from Cignal. Like, they look night and day a different team from the one that we saw towards the latter stages of the lower division. It feels like a Bart, he gets how the team works, he appreciates the space that they make for him, and he just takes the ball and runs with it every single time. And, you know, there's some hiccups here and there. Sometimes you end up in the enemy fountain, you know, it happens. But at the end of the day, there is basically nothing that you can fault in that anti-mage performance. And it feels like the rest of this team in particular values the fact that, you know, he can be that game winner for you.
Yeah, we've seen a Bart on teams and games where, like you said, he can be that game winner. And with the performance like we saw from him in game 1, performance like we saw from him in game 2, and this is just the Cignal Ultra. Like, guys, just to keep in mind as well, like this team in the lower division, they went 1-14 map count. They did not win a series at all. Now, of course, this is without a Bing was their carry. Now with the full roster back, a Bart who was with them in the first season of the lower division, but it's at least showing that this team, the cohesion has been there, of course, being built up previously, and at least they're able to show what they're able to do. And unfortunately for South Built, getting knocked out pretty convincingly here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And, well, on top of that, it means that they move on forward and they're going to play the loser of Motivate Trust and Neon Esports, who are going to be the last match today on the main channel, Beyond the Summit. So I'm keen to see how that is. I mean, going into this whole bracket, I probably had that as like one of the most guaranteed wins for whichever team dropped down from the upper bracket. But this Cignal could surprise. You know, they performed pretty well around each other. I liked their draft. I liked the fluidity that they moved around with. So, you know, who knows what could happen? I would hate to see either of those two upper division teams go out super early, but could happen.
Anything can happen in the TI quals. I mean, we've seen, you know, separate regions so far, the incredible comeback performances. I mean, the 4v5 that we saw in Eastern Europe. So
yeah,
you know, that's one thing to mention. Who knows, you know, with how Cignal Ultra are looking, maybe they can take down Motivate or Neon. Of course, that's going to depend. We had all 2 zeros today on this stream, and for the mainstream, I mean, what we saw TNC, they 2-1 SMG. And their second series, they haven't even finished their second series, and we are 3 series done and dusted. That is going to be a long night for those boys and girls over there. But yeah, again, I mean, that second series, they're in game 3 right now. It's pretty neck and neck between Boom and Execration.
Yeah, I'm keen to see how that one ends up. But for this stream, that's going to be all for us for today. But tomorrow, we'll be seeing us first up on the mainstream. So make sure you're tuning in for that one. That will be, I believe, us covering Team SMG versus Little Gun, the rematch from the recent Pro Series. And then whichever team loses out of Boom and Execration going up against 496, who looked reasonably strong today as well. So keen to see how that goes. And well, until then, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll catch you in the mainstream. I know I'll be in chat, so see you over there.
Yeah, I'll be in chat as well, enjoying some more Southeast Asian qualifiers. Before we do go, you know, I know you put your predictions out on Twitter. If anyone didn't see them, how are you feeling about the last 2 series in the mainstream? Fnatic versus Omega, and then Motivate versus Neon.
Fnatic pretty comfortably, and then Motivate Neon. It's neck and neck, to be honest. Just because they're my tip to win the whole qualifier, I'm going to go with Motivate, but it should be damn close.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat as well. I think those 2 teams should be able to take that one, and then, you know, it's going to be an exciting second day for when we come back on the mainstream as well. So guys, appreciate everyone tuning in. We are now done and dusted for stream B for day 1 of the Southeast Asian TI10 qualifiers. Come back tomorrow for some more action to see. We're going to try and hope for the second representative to join T1 in the International 10. With that being said, hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the night.